As a new mum, there's always lots of demands on your time, making it really easy to neglect your own self-care. It's so important that you always ensure you take care of yourself so that you are able to provide your little one with the best care. In this episode, I speak with Rebecca Jean Baptiste, a life strategist, certified coach, and a mother of 4, about the importance of taking time out daily to focus on yourself. I'm infant massage instructor Helen Thompson. Hello and welcome to First Time Mums Chat. Being a parent for the first time is challenging and changes your life in every way imaginable. To help ease your transition into parenthood, I aim to offer supportive, holistic approaches and insights for mums of babies aged 4 weeks to 10 months old. My goal is to assist you to become the most confident parent you can and smooth out the bumps along the way. This podcast is brought to you by My Baby Massage, so let's do this together. This podcast is for informational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Please contact a medical practitioner if you are concerned or have any medical issues. Hi Rebecca, and welcome to my podcast of First Time Mums Chat. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I think this we're going to be talking about how we can help mums to support them, new mums, how to support themselves and how to take care of themselves. So I'll leave you to introduce yourself and tell my mums a little bit more about you and where you come from.
Yes, hi, Helen. Thank you so much for having me here in your podcast. My name is Rebecca Jean Baptiste, and I am in the Tampa Bay, Florida area. I am a life strategist where I help people create great tax management and productivity so they can create an extraordinary life. I've been doing this for over 6 years here, and I am a certified life coach as well.
When you say you're a certified life coach, what kind of life coach are you?
Yeah, so I am ICF accredited, and I teach a lot on time management and productivity, just pretty much anything with task management and system buildings with your calendar. I've been helping a lot of families engage with finding ways to help them with their schedules throughout the week. And I just started gearing in this year to help moms and moms who have businesses who struggle with that, trying to balance out everything with their family life and their business life. So I have so much joy doing that for the community.
That must be a big task. I was going to ask you, are there some ways that you can advise to help mums sort of take more care of themselves? Because I know there are times when they get all stressed and they get overwhelmed. They've had their baby, they've come out of hospital, and they suddenly think, oh, wow, I've got this baby all by myself. What am I going to do? Is there anything with your experience as a coach and what you do? And I know you're a mum yourself.
Right. So I've been married for 12 years, and I've been blessed with 4 children. My youngest is 2 months old. My oldest is 11. So we have a nice gap of in between ages from, your infant to preschool and elementary and middle school. Now, from my experience as a mom, especially when I was a new mom, I learned that we just don't take care of ourselves like we should. We're giving so much to everyone else, and we're saying no to ourselves and yes to everyone. And by the time the end of the day comes, we're burnt out, and we really don't know why we're burnt out. And one way I can say that a mom can mentally self-care themselves is doing something every single day that brings them joy. Something that keeps them sane, something that brings peace to them, even if it's for 10 minutes. Even if it's a TV show that makes them laugh, doing something that would bring them joy, and taking some time away for yourself each day by yourself. That alone time is so precious and so important. It just helps you rejuvenate. Starting what I do as a mom, I start my day alone for about an hour, either meditation, journaling, going about exercising, whatever it is. I do that alone time. It's very important for me to do that alone time first thing in the morning. And then towards the end of the day, my husband, he knows this too. I need that alone time again. It just helps me declutter what happened throughout the day and just to unwind, because we're living in a crazy world. I mean, there's all types of where anything can happen. You can just sit there in your living room and there's an accident right across the street. So you just need time just to declutter on a daily basis. And that not just for moms, but everyone to put that into practice.
No, that's a very good tip, because I know from a childcare point of view, when I used to work in childcare, I used to have that time at the end of the day, because I had about 20 kids screaming at me all at once. And I come home and Jonathan's asking me, my partner's asking me all these questions. And I just say, look, just give me 10 minutes to be by myself and then I'll focus on you. It's hard to do that. So that's an excellent tip, I think, for mums to do. The other one was, I know some mums, they're always striving for perfection. They're always striving to make sure that everything's right in the house, that the house is clean, that the laundry is done, and yet they're still sort of having to look after the baby, and the baby might have colic, they might be screaming, and they're just sort of distraught. Because I've had that with some mums who I nanny for. They're just so distraught that their child is distraught, not only because they have colic or whatever, but they're distraught because their mums are distraught. So I guess, is there anything that you've done as a mum, or anything that you can sort of advise that they can do around the home to, you mentioned declutter, but is there anything that you can sort of suggest that they can do to take away the stress of everything that's going on around them?
I know when I was a new mom, you want the nursery to look perfect. You want everything to look nice. And all that is important to plan, because planning is important, but life happens. We can plan from A to Z, and there will be clutter. There will be mess and things like that. But one thing I can say that helped me as a mother is the night before, just plan all your things. If your child is on formula, you plan your bottles the night before. Plan what your child's going to wear that night before. You have your diapers stocked up, your wipes stocked up the night before. And if there is laundry that needs to be done, sometimes you just got to push it to the side and just focus on you and the baby, because that laundry will still be there and you can go back to it. Just focusing on what's really, truly important. I know too, scheduling things throughout the week is important too. So let's say you're a person that cooks, or you go out to eat. I would schedule out what you're going to cook that day. Meal prep what you're going to do. So that way you're not so overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I need everything to be perfect. I need to do this right and that right, because you just get so flustered with all the tasks that's happening. And then if you have a partner or you have some friends or family that can assist you, just go about asking for help. That's one thing I know that moms struggle with. They tend to not ask for help. They suffer in silence. They suffer in silence so bad. They know they need the help, but they're too embarrassed, because women are so detailed oriented naturally. And we feel like, okay, if I'm a mom, I should know it all. I should do it all. But in the long run, we still need help. It takes a village to raise one child. We can't do it by ourselves. Yeah. So I sometimes feel for some of these single moms, who are doing it, and they need some help and support too. I'm a married mother, and I need help all the time with my children. So I would say definitely just getting that support system, planning ahead on what is it that you normally do throughout the week, from I'm going to do laundry only on Tuesdays, or I'm going to cook only on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just so that the household can be at peace with you and the baby.
Yeah, and also if you've got friends coming round to visit you, don't worry if the house is untidy or cluttered, because, if they're good friends, they'll know that, you've got a baby and you can't do everything. I mean, no mum is a super mum. And I think a lot of young mums think, oh gosh, as you said, I've got to do this by myself. And, I'm supposed to know what I'm doing. I'm the mum. And no, that's good tips. I think that's what it would be a good thing for them to hear, because some mums just, as you say, don't know how to take that step and ask for help if they need it. If a mum's really overwhelmed and they're finding it too much, and they maybe don't have family and friends who can help them or something, I mean, what is there anything that you can sort of think that we, as a mum, or that you can advise those people to do?
Yeah, so I can have some suggestions for that. If it's a mother that's far away from their families or friends, let's say it's for work reasons or what have you, there are programs out there where you can sign your child up to certain things so you can get certain help, or you can go on these mom groups. Like we're living in a life where social media is it's free. So there's a lot of groups out there where you can get support from local people. I know I'm part of a couple of mom groups locally. Not that I need a whole lot of help, but I'm in there because sometimes you can get some advice and some guidance from these other moms that have been there, done that.
Of course.
So going to these free groups and letting them know that you live in town, planning out these play dates with these other moms that have a child that's probably your age group as well. And then as you grow with these communities, you can probably build some amazing friends and they can come help you out. Maybe one day you can go and watch their child for something, and then so the mom can go get a pedicure for say, or something like that. And then there's even websites that can help you with, like, I think there's one called care.com where you can go in and you can interview someone, hire someone to help you out with chores around the house. Like you don't have to necessarily, because I know being a new mom, you don't want to just leave your child with anyone, but you can still be in the household caring for your child while this person go and clean your kitchen or does your laundry. So that way you don't have so much on you, you don't have like a huge burden on you. And that would just help ease some of the the overwhelming stress that moms go through.
Yeah, I know with COVID, people have been stuck in their homes all the time. And I'm not a great believer of technology. I mean, no, that's not true. That I am a believer of technology. But what I mean is I'm not a great believer of plonking kids down in front of the TV, because I don't believe that TV is a babysitter. However, I guess during COVID, I mean, for a mum who's got the kids at home, if she's the first time mum and she's got a baby at home and she can't go out, that must be quite a stressful time. But then there are, as you say, there is stuff on the media that you can do. You can do meditations with them, you can play with them, you can communicate with them that way, and you can put on nice relaxing music and stuff like that. So I guess for mums who can't get out and go to those mother groups or go to the library, it must be a sort of tough time for them.
Yeah, it was really tough for us. I guess it all depends which part of the state you live. I live more in the rural area, so it didn't really hit us as bad. My kids were able to go to school in the fall. It wasn't to the point where we were mandatory to stay home and do homeschooling the whole time. We did do it those first couple of months. Obviously, everybody did. But because I already had like such great connections with other people, we would have Zoom calls with other friends and, and just engaging in that. I mean, Zoom just became this amazing platform to use during the COVID time, the pandemic time. So there was a lot of video chatting with grandparents, with aunts, uncles. So we were still able to engage in that aspect. I even attended a virtual baby shower, which was pretty fun. Oh, that would have been fun. Yeah. So there's a lot of cool things out there that I feel like people were very creative and people are realizing, oh, wow, we actually can meet up without meeting up for real. So, but yeah, there are many ways to bypass what's going on in society to actually engage with one another outside of your home.
Yeah, you've just given me an idea when you said that, which I'd never thought of before. I mean, you could have an online sort of mums group, and you've got your baby with you, so your baby is also interacting with the other babies as well, and they can sort of, I know people say that babies can't talk, but in fact that's I don't believe that, because I'm actually talking to somebody tomorrow who does Dunstan baby language, and it's actually really interesting. So babies definitely can talk. Cool. And I'm sort of thinking of, when you said that they can they can talk like you and I are talking on Zoom now. I mean, they can still interact with other babies. They don't have to be there physically.
Right.
It's just a new world that we're living in. So is there anything else that you'd like to add that you feel that would be advantageous to first-time mums and in a self-care that we haven't covered?
Yeah. One thing I can talk about is after being a mom, don't forget about yourself. Don't forget about who you were prior to being a mother. A lot of moms, after becoming a mom, especially the ones that become stay-at-home moms, that don't go back into the work world, and they forget about themselves. They're so drawn into being a mom that they lost who they were before. So always engage with what you were passionate about. Always do what you used to do before becoming a mom, because you were who you were prior to being a mother. And lastly, I would say enjoy the baby, embrace the baby, because babies grow up so fast. It's just 1 year and bloop, they're gone. Like my daughter, she's, like I said, she's 2 months old, and we're looking at her, we're like, oh my gosh, you're going too fast. And it's so crazy how you just get that 1 year of them being a baby, and then they become toddlers and so on and so forth. So embrace it, enjoy it as much as possible. Don't take it lightly, because being a mom is a true blessing, and being honored to be a mother is a blessing on top of that too. So do you always apply self-care, always do what you love doing that keeps you sane and brings you joy, and never forget about yourself.
Oh, that's a wonderful tip to leave with, because babies are so beautiful. And as you say, they're not babies for very long. They may cry, they may get stressed, but after all, crying is how they communicate, and just enjoy that time. And it's a good way of bonding with them as well to do that. So, okay, that sounds great, Rebecca, and thank you so much. I've really enjoyed talking with you, and I'm sure they'll be very proud to sort of hear your words of wisdom. Rebecca shared some great ideas on how you can take care of you, so you are 100% there for your little one. You can find Rebecca at RebeccaPJB.com. That's RebeccaPJB.com, and book a discovery call when she can help you with task management, productivity, and other life strategy needs. I've included some further information on Rebecca in the show notes, which can be accessed at mybabymassage.net/podcast/022. I've also started a new Facebook group called First Time Mums Lounge, so please join us, as you'll gain access to tips to help you and your baby through the beginning stages of your journey. You can access this group by going to mybabymassage.net/Facebook. Thank you so much for listening.